Welcome to the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 187. The first setup of the day was submitted by Pascal. A weird combination, a weird little spot that he can fit into, but he did a great job. He's got the red and black really flowing throughout the theme. The Yeti positioning is a bit odd. The beauty of the Yeti is that it's condenser and you don't need it right there in front of your face. Had it been dynamic, you need it down your mouth, but in this situation, it should be off to the left side. The speakers. Do you really think he's getting a decent sound out of that?
It looks like the Vive sensors, like that you put in the corner for the cameras and all that. They don't really look like good speakers at all.
I really like what he's going for. I do think upgrades in the accessory category would be nice. I think the shelf on top of the monitor, not my favorite thing in the world, but I guess
I like it, but I don't like the stuff on it.
The second photo, like the cable management, absolutely amazing. Great work. Pascal scored at 92. The next set of the day was submitted by Sean. Really though, this setup, God. So I think it's safe to say I gave him 2 points because you know what? It's not completely, touching the floor. I think the desk is fine. I think you have good accessories. Everything's good in that category. It's that like shelving unit behind you, which I think ruins the whole setup because you see the desk has a drawer on the left side, right? You pull out the drawer and you push it back in. But instead, you're sitting directly in front of that. That's not what the desk is intended for. The desk is meant for you to be seated to the right side, and you can't do that because of that little freaking shelving unit. So the shelving unit, I don't know if you have any space in your room, but that completely defeats the purpose of a desk like this. So you need to figure it out. Sean scored a 50. The next setup of the day was submitted by Leo. I think this is a very basic setup, and there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. I think the PC looks dope. I like that it flows with the LEDs. There's no theme in your face. Obviously, you could go and say blue.
Like he's not dumb enough to have the PC on the desk. He's like, I'm gonna get a little side table for it, put it over there. Which works perfectly. And it works, yeah.
You get a new desk, you pop some stuff up on the wall, bada bing, bada boom, before you know it, you got a 90. Leo scored a 76. The next setup of the day was submitted by Gustavo. Yeah, like the cables coming out of it, sure, they are managed once they get out, but like they should be a little bit tighter than that. Obviously not tugging on the ports. The monitor arm, I think that's great. It works with the speakers. You have your Samsung quick charge, headphones, everything is in a usable, reachable position, which is nice. Interesting setup, just lacking a little bit of like personality, I guess.
It's tough because he doesn't have a lot of space to work with. Like the door is, I don't know how the door even opens properly.
Oh, that's also true.
I mean, it probably fits, but then you're just blocking your PC if you have your door open the whole time.
Not only that, you have to be careful, I'm sure, when you open the door.
Yeah.
You open it too much.
It's just not a lot of space. Yeah. I don't know how the rest of the room looks like. It doesn't have place to put your setup, but it's fine.
Gustavo scored an 84. The next up of the day was submitted by Jose. It is a very straightforward setup. A lot more space than the last ones we've seen, which I like. He's got room to do whatever he wants. The one cable I would fix is definitely the wire mold coming out of the TV. You want to just plop that on and then bada bing bada boom, it will look clean as hell. The one thing I am a little bit worried about is that the TV is just like super high up, which is cool because the Batman symbol looks awesome where it is. But I would assume, and I said this before, that you're using it for your bed. Jose scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Michael. It's too much for me. Like you look at the first photo and like with those curtains and then like all the photos, which that's great. It's your family. I'm not saying like take that shit off. I'm just saying like that's a lot. That TV above it, I don't really think it makes sense where it's at because I would assume you're using that your setup. It's got the same wallpaper. You already have a big TV behind you. Should be a little bit lower. Should be tilted down. Shouldn't have bezels fatter than your mom. Obviously, I'm kidding about that, but it's just funny. You know what I'm saying? It's great. I think the setup itself isn't awful. The usability is pretty good. Blah blah blah. But there's just too much. And like for someone like me, I could not live in a room like this. It's just overwhelming.
It looks crowded, like the setup itself looks crowded, but it's really not. It's just the stuff around it makes it seem way more crowded than it should be. So like you said, maybe start like clearing some stuff out, like stuff that you don't need, that you don't use on a daily basis, put in a storage somewhere else.
Michael scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Mason. You need to be smacked upside the head 7 times over and then kicked in the ball sack because that is not how speakers work. When they say rear, they don't mean put it behind the other speaker. Like, oh, it's rear. Okay, it goes right behind the left one then. No, you take it and you put it behind you. That's what rear means. And really, it's a simple setup. I like the shelf. Am I a fan that the fact that you have Beats and a Kindle? No, I think that's awful. Something better to go above the setup would work.
Yeah, the LED should be green too. It's like, yeah, the light's cool and all that. Like the LED color right now is cool, but if you have green LEDs on your PC, why don't you do green on your LEDs?
Mason scored a 76. The next setup was submitted by Carl. The cable management on the desk is great because it's all running along the top of the desk. I think it's an interesting setup though. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but it's not like a wow factor setup. Maybe if you want to go all out, I'd get rid of the shelf on top and like put a TV above and like get like a just pimp it out, just like crazy.
Get a cool carousel for the games.
Yeah. And like I would stick to one color theme because you got like red, you know, PC,
Red, blue,
like, and then
green.
green and blue, and it's just
Yeah,
all
that's
over
actually a
the
good
place.
point. Carl scored an 80. The next setup was submitted by Johannes. Why are your monitors like that, dude? This is why, and actually I've said this a lot. I've said this a lot lately. Do not buy triple monitor arms. Do not. Just don't, because they suck. Especially if you're like, hey, I'll get a $40 one. That's a pretty good deal. No, they suck. If you have two monitors, go for a dual arm. They're not bad. They're a lot easier to make work. Also, you got those Mackie speakers right behind. But like, bro, we only see the right one, which why even have that? And then you have the one off to the left, which is blocked by another damn thing. Why? Why would you spend the money on that? Cables, obviously doesn't care about that. I don't know what your theme is. This was the close. I mean, this was the furthest back photo I can get from you.
I'll just fix all the stuff you said and then worry about theme and all that shit later.
Yeah, you need to figure out the usability.
I feel like getting a new desk would help maybe with mounting the monitors and
The
such.
desk kind of matches the wall though, which is weird. Like the molding and the...
But I just don't like the look of the desk.
Johannes scored a 52. Final setup of the day was submitted by Trevor. And he even said, I know my cable management isn't the best. So I'm happy he said that. His cable management kind of hurt because he didn't really try at all. You could see that's just like the common like swoop. Usability, I think it honestly is fine. I think if he's gaming on the one display and then he looks at the right every so often to see like what's going on, that's fine. But you guys know I like when the monitors touch. Also, out of sight, out of mind, I think is like not great here. Cool, you listen to source fed, you like Philly D, we can see from your mini fridge, but like all the stuff on it and on top of the right side of the desk, it just looks like you could definitely condense and get some of the unnecessary things and it won't look as messy. You know, the foam pads, why, like the isolation, like what's the point of those? You know, you only have like what I can see 6. Either commit or get rid of them.
Exactly, yeah. At least put it over your setup, like over the monitors. That's where I would put it. If that's just a random spot, having them in the corner.
Yeah,
but
behind the main monitor would look good.
Yeah. Or if you're gonna continue like that, I'll get tons of them, but in like different colors, like mix and match, like your green and black or something like that. He has the space for an L desk. Like most people always get an L desk and they don't have the space for it. It's like you have the perfect space in that corner for an L desk.
Trevor scored a 66. Pascal walked away with first place with a 92. Thanks for watching the Pimp My Setup highlights for episode number 187.